The Zephyrian war fleet stretched across the void like a metallic constellation of death. 300 vessels of varying sizes hung in formation around the contested system of Kepler 442. Their weapons charged and shields at maximum. Admiral Vextar had positioned his forces with calculated precision, expecting the humans to arrive with their typical overwhelming force. The humans always brought armies. It was their way, crude, brutish, but undeniably effective. When the Terran Federation wanted something, they sent everything they had. That's what made them dangerous, and that's exactly what Vextar had prepared for. His tactical display showed defensive positions designed to withstand a human fleet numbering in the thousands. Supply lines stretched back to 3 different star systems. Every Zephyrian commander worth their scales knew the human doctrine. Bring 10 ships where 1 would do, bring 100 where 10 would suffice. Admiral, his communications officer's voice carried a note of confusion. We're detecting a hyperspace signature. Vextar's 4 eyes focused on the main display.
How many ships?
Sir, it appears to be a single vessel. The bridge fell silent. Vextar's tail twitched, a sign of agitation among his species. Repeat that. 1 ship, Admiral. Human design, but it's not matching any known class in our databases. The vessel that materialized from hyperspace was unlike anything in the known galaxy. Where human ships were typically angular and brutish, this one flowed like liquid metal. It was perhaps twice the size of a standard human destroyer, but its design spoke of something far more advanced than anything the Terran Federation had previously fielded. Open a channel, Vextar commanded, his confidence wavering slightly. Let's see what game they're playing. The main screen flickered to life, revealing not a human admiral or captain, but a single figure in a simple flight suit. The human appeared young by their species standards, with calm eyes that seemed to take in everything at once. This is Commander Sarah Chen of the TFS Prometheus, the human said, her voice carrying across the void with crystal clarity. I'm here to discuss the terms of your withdrawal from this system. Vextar's mandibles clicked in what his species considered laughter. Commander? Not Admiral? And you bring 1 ship to face 300? The humans have grown arrogant. Chen's expression didn't change. Admiral Vextar, I presume. Your reputation precedes you. 17 successful campaigns, master of the triple pincer maneuver, veteran of the Andromedan conflicts. I respect that. Which is why I'm giving you this opportunity to withdraw with dignity and tact. You mock me, human. Even your largest dreadnoughts couldn't stand against this fleet. You're absolutely right, Chen agreed, surprising him. A dreadnought couldn't. But I'm not flying a dreadnought. Something in her tone made Vextar pause. His tactical officer was running continuous scans of the human vessel, and the results were unsettling. The ship's energy signature was unlike anything they'd encountered. It seemed to pulse and shift as if the very space around it was being manipulated. What are you flying, Commander? Chen smiled, an expression that didn't reach her eyes. Project Prometheus, humanity's first successful integration of salvaged ancient technology with our own engineering. We found some interesting ruins on the far side of the galaxy, Admiral. Very interesting ruins. The implications hit Vextar like a physical blow. The ancients, the mysterious race that had seeded the galaxy with impossible technologies before vanishing eons ago. Every species had searched for their secrets. None had succeeded. Impossible, he whispered. Scan my ship again, Admiral. Look closer this time. The new scans revealed what should have been impossible. The human vessel wasn't just using ancient technology. It had been grown from it. The hull wasn't metal but some form of programmable matter that shifted and adapted in real time. Energy readings suggested power sources that defied known physics. How? Vextar asked. Turns out humans have a knack for reverse engineering things that weren't meant to be understood, Chen replied. Give us something impossible and we'll figure out how to make it work. Give us something that breaks the laws of physics and we'll rewrite the laws. Vextar's tactical display lit up with warnings as the Prometheus began to change. The ship's hull flowed and reconfigured itself, revealing weapon systems that shouldn't exist. Space around the vessel began to ripple and bend. Admiral? His science officer's voice was barely a whisper. The humans. They're manipulating space-time directly. They're not just bending the rules of physics, they're rewriting them locally. 1 ship, Chen continued, her voice carrying a weight that made the entire Zephyrian fleet seem suddenly fragile, with the power to collapse stars, redirect gravity wells. and phase matter in and out of dimensional space. One ship that doesn't need to follow the rules everyone else plays by. The demonstration was subtle but terrifying. The Prometheus briefly flickered out of existence, then reappeared directly in the center of Vextar's formation. Every weapon in the fleet swiveled to target it, only for the ship to phase shift again, appearing simultaneously in 12 different locations. "This is why we sent one ship, Admiral," Chen explained as her vessel settled back into normal space. "We don't need an army anymore. We evolved beyond needing armies." Vextar stared at the impossible vessel, his tactical mind racing through scenarios. Every simulation ended the same way. Total annihilation of his forces. Not through superior numbers or firepower, but through technology so advanced it might as well be magic. "Your terms?" he asked quietly. "Simple. You leave this system. You report back to your superiors that humanity has entered a new phase of development. You recommend very strongly that they reconsider any aggressive actions against human space. And if we refuse?" Chen's smile was gentle, almost sad. "Then I demonstrate why sending an army is no longer necessary." The silence stretched across space as Vextar weighed his options. He was a warrior, had been his entire life, but he was also a survivor, and survivors recognized when they were completely outmatched. "Fleet," he announced over the command frequency. "Prepare for hyperspace jump. We're leaving this system." As the Zephyrian ships began their withdrawal, Vextar kept his eyes on the Prometheus. The human vessel sat motionless in space, a silent testament to the fact that sometimes the most devastating force wasn't an overwhelming army. It was a single individual with the right tools and the will to use them. The last thing he saw before jumping to hyperspace was Commander Chen's slight nod of respect. Human to warrior, acknowledging that sometimes wisdom was knowing when not to fight. In the empty space left behind, the Prometheus hung alone among the stars. Proof that humanity had found a way to turn impossible into inevitable, one ship at a time.